what in the heart of every language is a story waiting to be discovered. For centuries, stories have been the lifeblood of communication, vehicles through which we pass down culture, knowledge, and emotion. They are how we learn about the world, share experiences, and preserve memories. From ancient oral traditions to modern novels, storytelling has always been an essential part of what it means to be human. For language lovers, long stories offer more than just entertainment. They are immersive experiences that invite us to live inside the language. Unlike grammar exercises or flashcards, stories pull you in emotionally. They connect words to feelings, phrases to situations, and structure to real communication. In a good story, the language becomes invisible. What matters is the plot, the people, the place. And while you're caught up in all that, your brain is quietly learning how the language works. Learning English through long stories not only enhances vocabulary and grammar comprehension but also fosters a genuine love for the process. You begin to see English not as a subject to study, but as a doorway to new worlds. You no longer memorize words, you meet them in their natural habitat. You no longer worry about grammar rules, you observe them in action. Stories make the language feel alive. Take, for example, the feeling of suspense in a mystery novel. That tension builds curiosity. Or the warmth of a romantic scene, it makes expressions of love and affection memorable. Or even the excitement of an adventure tale, it gives motion and energy to action verbs. Each genre teaches something unique, and each chapter brings new discoveries. This narrative will explore how long stories can transform your English learning journey into a delightful adventure. It is not just about studying, it is about experiencing English. Whether you're a beginner who knows a few words or an advanced learner seeking fluency, this story will show you how to enjoy every step. As you turn each page, you will be turning a page in your own story, the story of how you learned a new language by living it. Chapter 1: Discovering the Power of Story. Elena, a young woman from Madrid, loved literature but struggled with English. She tried textbooks, grammar exercises, and language apps, but nothing seemed to stick. One evening, she stumbled upon a novel, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Out of curiosity, she began reading it in English. At first, it was difficult. She had to look up many words and reread sentences. But something magical happened, she wanted to keep reading. The characters felt alive, and the English words started to make sense in context. Over time, she found herself thinking in English. Elena's experience is not unique. Stories engage the brain differently from rote learning. They provide context, emotion, and continuity. When you follow a character's journey, you absorb language naturally. Chapter 2: Choosing the right story for you. Not every story will work for every learner. Choosing the right material is crucial. Here are some tips. Level appropriate: start with graded readers or simplified classics if you're a beginner. Interest-based: read what you love, romance, mystery, fantasy, historical fiction. Length and complexity: don't be afraid of longer books. Divide them into manageable parts. For example, if you love mysteries, try Agatha Christie's works. Her vocabulary is accessible, and the suspense keeps you turning pages. If you enjoy fantasy, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series gradually increases in difficulty across the books. Stories tailored to your interests keep motivation high. The emotional connection to characters and plots anchors language learning in memory. Chapter 3: Active reading for maximum benefit. Reading long stories passively can still help, but to maximize language learning, use active strategies. Highlight new words and write them in a vocabulary journal. Pause and predict: try to guess what will happen next. Summarize chapters in your own words. Ask questions: why did the character do that? What does this phrase mean? Take Maria, for example. She's an intermediate learner from Brazil who loves detective novels. While reading Sherlock Holmes, she keeps a small notebook. She notes phrases like, "a clue emerged," or "a suspicious alibi," and then tries using them in her conversations or writing. Her vocabulary grows organically, and so does her confidence. Chapter 4: The Power of Audio and Visual Support. Listening to audiobooks while reading along can enhance comprehension. It reinforces pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. Watching film adaptations of the stories you're reading provides visual cues that clarify meaning. Consider Diego from Argentina. He's reading Pride and Prejudice. He listens to the audiobook during his commute and watches the BBC miniseries at home. He starts to recognize British accents and idiomatic expressions. The combination of reading, listening, and watching strengthens his understanding. You can also use apps like Audible or YouTube channels that provide read-along videos. Many platforms offer subtitles, allowing learners to connect spoken and written forms. Chapter 5: Joining a Community of Readers. Learning is more enjoyable when shared. Joining a book club, online or offline, can enrich your experience. Discussing stories helps solidify comprehension and opens new perspectives. Online forums like Reddit's r/English Learning or Goodreads groups for ESL readers can be great places to connect. Sharing opinions, asking questions, and even writing reviews of the books you've read all contribute to deeper learning. Anna, a Polish student, started an Instagram page where she posts quotes from English books and her reflections. Over time, she gained followers who shared her passion. They now recommend books to each other and practice English together. Chapter 6: Writing Your Own Story. Once you've read enough stories, consider writing your own. Start small: a diary, fan fiction, or a short story inspired by your favorite book. Writing in English helps solidify what you've learned. Use prompts like, "What if the main character chose a different path?" Describe a day in the life of a side character. Rewrite the ending. Writing helps with sentence structure, grammar, and creative expression. It also builds a deeper relationship with the language. Jean, a student from South Korea, started writing alternate endings to the novels he read. He even submitted a story to a language learners writing contest, and won second place. The experience made him more confident in his skills. Chapter 7: Staying Consistent and Motivated. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. Long stories are excellent for maintaining motivation because they provide continuity. You'll want to find out what happens next, and that curiosity pulls you forward. Set achievable goals. Read 10 pages a day. Finish one book a month. Learn 5 new words from each chapter. Reward yourself for milestones. After finishing a book, treat yourself to something fun. Celebrate progress, however small. Keeping a reading journal where you reflect on what you've read, what you've learned, and how you feel helps track your journey and stay motivated. Learning English through long stories is not only effective, it's joyful. You travel through time and space, meet unforgettable characters, and witness dramatic events, all while improving your language skills. It is said that the best way to learn a language is to live it. Stories let you do just that. Each chapter brings new words, phrases, and structures into your mind naturally. They turn abstract grammar rules into living dialogue and drive vocabulary lists into emotional experiences. So pick up that book you've always wanted to read. Dive into the world of long stories. Let them be your teachers, your companions, and your guides on the path to English fluency. Your language journey is a story in itself. Make it a great one.